Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20, and welcome to episode 40 of Direwolf20's Let's Play series, where today I'm getting ready to get an auto crafting setup going, move our drawers from the mob farm area, and then also set up drawers for our item collection. I also temporarily paused the running of the quarry because I ran out of drive space. You can see this one's almost full. I had to take some items out just to let things work again, and then made a second disk drive off camera so that would be ready. That'll hold a lot of stuff, but I feel like we should do the functional storage thing with the compressor drawers, and that'll help us with the quartz and the blocks and all that good stuff. It'll make my life a lot easier. You know, the compressed drawers are just they're hard to beat. They're really kind of the best. So we're going to be making some of those. Let's get into getting ready for where I'm going to set up. I have an idea or two to set up some stuff. What I want to get going is some cable. Let's get some better cable. So what I'd like to get is some covered cable here. That shouldn't be too big of a deal. Now, I wouldn't mind maybe a little bit more of that stuff. Let's see, how much can I get? Oh, that's going to be a lot. That's nice. Yay. Yay for having a lot of stuff in there. I did throw a bunch of resources into the whole AE system, between episodes there, so that was kind of cool. Sweet. All right. So we're going to want some dense covered cable. We're going to want to convert this guy using redstone and glowstone into smart cable so we can kind of observe what's going on with it. And I'm pretty sure I can do the same with you. Yes. Excellent. Cool. Here's what I'm thinking. So as a reminder, for those of you who may or may not, remember all the details of applied energistics and how it all works, there's two tiers of cable. There's regular Fluix cable, which, as you can see on the top, is capable of transferring 8 channels. And then the denser cable, which is capable of transferring 32 channels. And every device on the AE network that does some kind of data transfer uses up a channel. So, for example, if I were to remove this connector here and throw this guy down, you'll see that we're currently using 7 out of the 8 channels on this wire. And the reason for that is we've got the 5 pattern providers behind those dudes, plus a pattern provider here, that would be 6. And there's a 7th around there somewhere, I forget what. Maybe the interface that the things collect into? Something along those lines. So that's the 7 channels there, right? And if we were to swap this guy out, we would note very quickly that he is sitting around 8 out of 8 channels. So we are very much at the limit of what we can do with those channels over there. So that's, something to keep in mind of. And then finally, over on this line, we've only got a couple, 2. One for the 4K storage crafting and one for the functional controllers storage bus. So it's the storage bus here that's using that bad boy. And if I were to remove this and remove the storage bus, then we'll notice that we drop down to 1 of 8 channels in use. Cool. So here's my thoughts. I would like to get ready to build the chandelier thing that I usually do, but what I'm thinking is I build it into the wall horizontal. I don't know that I've ever done it that way before. A little bit of a stretch for things I've not done before, but technically I've never done it like that. So that's how I'm going to do it. Now, if I'm looking at the picture of the chandelier, the largest portion of it is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wide. So I'm going to make it 9 wide. Okay, so I'm going to go left 4 and right 4 with a depth of 7, and see how that looks. Does that look cool? Dude, with the rudeness and the just showing up in my literally just spawning next to me in my basement. Intruder alert. I'm talking here and all of a sudden I hear rude. I'm just saying. Rude. All right, so let's bring that upwardness down a little bit. Maybe not that far down. Actually, yeah, let's keep it, because you need to be. If you're going to be 7, is this going to be tall enough? That might not be tall enough. Might be a little bit of a problem for us. Well, let's see what happens. All right, and I might need your depth to be a little bit more, so we'll see what happens. But the gist is we're going to want to have effectively, like, coming into the middle here, a cable that's then going to radiate out. Now, that cable is going to have, at the largest point, most of the spot is not going to be 7 by 7. But at the largest point, it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks wide. So that'll be like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then you're going to have to go into the ground a little bit, which is fine. 1, 2. Yeah, I think that's the way to do it. A little bit into the ground and a little bit, you know, up to the ceiling here, and then we'll be fine. Yeah, I think that looks cool. So what I'll probably do then is something like this. What you up to, buddy? We'll just do one depth like that. Bring this down a couple. And that should be cool. I like it. And then my feral flare lantern may or may not, you know, light up this area. If it doesn't, I'll throw another one down. Does that sound cool? Okay. Now, I've made a couple of the items that I need to make, but not nearly enough. But we will be making more. In total, if you want it to be, like, super optimized and perfect, you need a lot of stuff. Like a real lot of stuff. Where's the numbers of how many things I need? I thought it was on here somewhere. Oh, 32 interfaces, 77 molecular assemblers, and optionally 385 acceleration cards. So here's my initial thought. I'm going to place down a few of these so I can get to the point where I can auto-craft all the things I need to make more, and then we'll make the rest. And when I say interfaces, it's now pattern providers. So not molecular interfaces anymore. You need the molecular assemblers, but you don't need interfaces, you need pattern providers. And let's get ready to do this stuff. That sound cool? So what else I want to do is use P2P, because this is going to save me some really expensive cabling. And that's going to be a lot cooler. And then I think memory card is what it's called from Applied Energistics. Yeah, that should be cool. So P2P cables are neat. They can transfer like a little network tunnel, if you will, a bunch of cool stuff. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to connect to you, and then I'm going to connect you, and then I'm going to use my regular cables. I guess I could do it that way too if I wanted to. Hey, you're not a wrench. But we'll have let's connect it there, right? And then you're connected like so. And then you. Okay. And so you're 0 channels in use at the moment. What I need to do is have quartz these doohickeys. And then I should be able to get a few cables. Yeah, I don't want you connecting to that, though. I could use an anchor. Okay, so check this out. We're going to anchor here. And then we're going to use quartz cabling here. And I'll explain what this is all about in a second. This goes here, and this goes there. And that will connect everything up. So what did I just do? I put a cable anchor here to prevent this cable from connecting to the controller. So these guys are not connected. Okay. Then I put a quartz fiber here, which is a way to only allow energy to travel between these rather than network data. So the networking channels will not be allowed to travel through this connection. So this connection is just pure energy right now. And then it connected into the little sub-network that we created so that this thing is only getting energy from the controller, it's not getting channels. So it's not available for channels. And cables by themselves without a controller, so this is like an isolated network right now. It's just cables by itself. There's no controller on this network. It can handle up to 8 channels, and that's what it's doing. It's currently doing 2 out of 4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect you, new device configuration copied, and then click this guy and load it up. And now this is like a little isolated network that's transferring the data from this P2P connection to this one. So the channels coming in here are going through the little subnetwork and out here so that you can access them on the side. So, is that cool? Hope so, because that's what we're doing. All right, good times. And now that that's done, what I can do is I can stick my pattern providers on this guy. And I've got a couple of you. And I've got a couple of you. There. So now I've got 4 pattern providers, each of which can support 9 patterns. So I can put 36 patterns in total in here. And they're touching a molecular assembler, and the molecular assembler is the block that does the actual crafting. So this stores a pattern, and then the items from the pattern go into the molecular assembler. The molecular assembler does the crafting, and then the crafting is complete, and then everybody's happy. Cool. And now if we go look, there should be 4 channels in use here. Correct. And the reason for that is pattern providers use up a data channel. Molecular assemblers do not. They only need energy. So we're using 4 channels because there are 4 pattern providers. You can put as many molecular assemblers as you want. They will draw energy out of the network. So you'll see they're listed here, but they're draining energy. They're not draining channels. Is that cool? Okay. So now I can go do some cool stuff. So one thing I would like to do, let's see, what kind of terminals do we got? Pattern access terminal? Is that what I want? Pattern provider? Yeah, I want the pattern access terminal. That's going to need a pattern provider, so that sounds about right to me. Okay. Now, I guess the problem might be, let's see, do I have any more facade thingies? Let me make another batch of anchors. I think it needs to go like this. I hear you out there. You and me are going to have words in a second, wherever you are. You might be in here. Are you in here? Where, pray tell, might he be? Is he outside? Is he on my roof? Exceedingly confused. There he is. What's up, little buddy? They just like to hide in my base and make weird noises. So I remember that I'm at 8 channels over here, and that might be a little bit of a problem for a minute. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is move my ME drive so that I have another channel available. So watch what I do. Break this dude. You know what else I should be able to break? I can move my security and my wireless access point as well. Does that sound cool? To me, it sounds cool. I might leave my disk drive up there. If I'm going to move security and wireless access, I can move my disk drive, right? So this guy's all kinds of, hey, what'd you just do to me? But that's okay. We're going to put him back together again. He's offline because I think I disconnected the cabling. So we'll need a cable to chill here, and that would bring everybody back up. Good. And everybody's still there? Yes. Excellent. But now we're using, I presume, 6 channels on this line. Perfect. Now, a lot of people don't love channels, and I never understood that, because to me, they're super fun and cool. My personal opinion, right? I think that they're neat. Now, technically, this wireless access point can go literally anywhere, because we have an infinity range booster, which means that it doesn't matter where I put it, because wherever I put it, we're going to be within range. I enjoy the challenge that channels brings, because, you know, if you want to go the easy route and not use channels, refined storage has no channels. You can just put blocks wherever you want. It's super easy. I like the channel challenge because it's like I got to think about my network and plan out where I'm going to put things. It adds a little bit of a challenge. To me, that's fun. I think it's cool. You know, obviously you guys can do you, and I do me. Okay, make sure that this thing is linked, reconnect him like that, and then my wireless access is working, and we're good to go. Sweet. So now because we've got 6 channels in use over here, I can go ahead and place this dude, let's say right here, and then we will throw some facades on, right? Boom, boom. Perfection. Nice. That's cool. I like it. Okay. So what this is doing, sort by number of items. Weird pattern encoder. Oh, right, because I want you descending. There you go. So what this is doing is it's showing me all the pattern providers on the entire network. So we can see the advanced inscribers and the patterns in them. We can see the factory dropper and the pattern in him. And then we can see our 4 molecular assemblers and the patterns in that. So now I can make things that I need. So first off, let's get some more. Let's teach you how to make cables. Or do I want to just, let's do this. Let's do molecular assemblers first. So I know you want, I want you to make those. Okay. I want you to know how to make this. I want you to know how to make this. And remember, you can hit shift to see what's down there. I need you to learn how to make these, but we'll get to that in a minute. I would like you to know how to make this and how to make oak planks out of oak, not giant oak, but regular oak logs. Right? Because you're going to need to know how to make all the subcomponents, right? So that's going to be cool. And then we can just pop over here and we can place them right in this window. And we're good to go. And that's the equivalent of running down here, finding whichever pattern provider that was, and placing the patterns into it. Saves you a little bit of a trip. Nice. So now I can request a pattern provider, and it will have a crafting table available, logic processors available. We're going to craft some annihilation cores, and we're good to go. And then it's crafting, and then it's done. Sweet. Let's also get a pattern provider in there, because we know we're going to need more of those. Okay. Cables might not be a bad idea. You know what else we should do? We should do patterns. Always want to do patterns. Now, in addition to this, we're going to need some machines to handle the processing of stuff. Like we're going to have to get dusts and all that. So I want to debate, do I want to bring my crusher downstairs, like my, this stuff downstairs, and start automating it where it's going to live? Or do I make another batch for downstairs and these can be my manual ones? I feel like at this stage, I should have the manual ones up here still, because I'm not going to automate every craft, and we're still going to have to manually crush things, right? So let's make another crusher. I'm going to get a smelter from Mechanism, and those two should be most of what I need, I think. Most of what I need. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm going to get myself a crusher, which may need some steel, which I'm going to have to remember how that works. Oh, right, yeah. Coal. We'll do this, this, this. I could have enriched it, but it's coal. We've got a lot of it. Well, I'm saving myself the time rather than the resources. So I'm going to make another batch of machines to handle my processing for me. And then what I'm going to do is set them up in the basement where my machine processing area is going to be. That sound cool? Thank you. Okay. So Crusher is going to need one of these. Okay, and you are which one? Osmium with redstone, and then a couple buckets of lava. 2 of these, redstone, osmium. And I guess I could enrich. Are you all used up? You are. Let's make you the redstone guy. And the machines that I set up in the basement, I'm going to overclock with all the usual goodies. Cool. Okay, so we've got our crusher ready to go with 2 buckets of lava. 1, 2, done. And then smelter. Energized smelter. Yes, one of those, please. And we'll probably want some tier upgrades. We'll probably want some speed upgrades. So do you think I can get some speed upgrades real quick? We're going to need crushed osmium. So let's get 16 of those in my existing crusher. Let you keep on working. Boy, we just do not have any power flow in here, huh? Probably because everything's using that stuff. It's using the cables, and I don't know if there's like a upgradey dude in them. Alright, so that's 16. But I wanted that. And then we're also going to want energy upgrades. Yeah, that's going to be gold dust. I thought that's what it was. So we're going to want 16 of those. So why are you slow, Mr. Pipes? I think it's because of you. So this guy should have a speeder duder in it, and that should make it so that they can transfer cable or their power a little bit better. Right? So now you're happily plugging along. Plenty of power coming in now, which is cool. See, we can even 32x it, and it's just fine. Yeah, I got plenty of time. Okay, and then you're actually, that's probably good enough. So, mechanism upgrades. We're gonna want speed upgrades. Oh, we need more of these. That's iron. Couldn't be but a minute. I guess I could sleep through the night real quick. Only because it's raining. Look at that Enderman losing his mind. Look at that Enderman just losing his mind, right? Alright, so I should be able to shift click that, and we should be fine there. Yes, cool. And then my gold dust. We need even more of that stuff? Thought I got enough. I guess it is 32. Yeah, it makes sense, I guess. Yeah, I think we should be good there. See? Plenty of power now. I might go ahead and make yeah, I had a feeling I had an extra gold dust in there. Alright, perfect. So that's cool, that's cool. Let's get a couple pattern providers. Can I get 2 of you by chance? Yeah, I can. Nice. Sweet. Okay. And then how do we want to handle the wiring and stuff? What we could get is some advanced... I'm sure I'm at the advanced tier. Oh, we need more steel, huh? Oh my goodness, again? It's been like a minute since you guys showed up. For reals. I'm literally blown away at how frequently these guys appear. Do we have a no soliciting sign? I feel like we might. No soliciting avatar. Prevents spawns of some harmless, annoying creatures. I like the sound of it. Should we try it out? I think we shall. I think we shall, friends. Works for me. I'll see if it works. I have no idea if it does. We'll find out. Alright, let's do this. And then I need some iron, right? Can I make noise? Is he making noise? Or is there fire elsewhere? Am I crazy, or is there like a fire noise? I think that's that block. And I can mute it. But it's fire. Yeah. Alright, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put it. We're not hearing it anymore, right? Pretty sure we're not. Okay. And then I'm gonna set a position, radius 3, and we're gonna mute campfire. So now we shouldn't hear any fire sounds from anywhere within that area. That'll work for me. Okay, cool. Where was I? Making steel. There we go. Why was I making steel again? All right, I wanted cables. That's right. So let's use advanced energy cables for now. Now I may, and I'm probably going to, need some stuff. Let's get 32 of them, and then we can upgrade you. And that's cool. Perfect. Perfect. I like it. This was iron, right? I always mix up which one's iron and which one's osmium. So that should be cool. We might need some item transport, but we'll deal with that when the time comes. So let's find a spot to call home for the mechanism autocrafters. I'm thinking back along. Let's do it back along this wall. This area over here will wind up being for these crafters. Part of me wants to shift it to the left a little bit, because eventually I'm going to want 2 batches of them, right? At the very least, we're going to want 2. So I might want to put it like centered here, and then another one centered here. And that, I think we could fit 2 within this wall space. Might be cool. Might be the way I want to go. Yeah, I'm probably going to want to relocate this. Let's go down 1. Hey, wait. Undo. Nothing to undo. You only get 1 undo with the destruction gadget. Okay. And then, can I get you without? That works. Yeah, and then I'll shift this over a little bit, and then we can fit 2 in here. I like that. That's the plan. That's 100% the plan. Now for you, what I'm going to want to have, and this is where we want to be careful about stuff. I'm going to start with just regular fluix cables. So let me show you this connection, right? If I were to do this, notice how these guys are connected. That's not good. So what we want to do instead is have an anchor here, and then this. And that will be better. We don't want them connected. Now, if I want, I can just run anchors along this whole line. And all I need to do that is have more anchors. Cool. I like that. Yeah, that should work. And then down to here, what we're going to have is we'll start with, our crusher and our smelter. We're going to place pattern providers on top. Your side config will be... How do you clear them all? There we go. Input on the top, output out the back. How's that sound? I like that. Input and output out the back. And yeah, you can auto-eject. That's fine. Cool. We'll have some power underneath. So we're going to need some flux stuffs, flux point for receiving energy. Okay, so flux point goes down. You're on the Darwell 20 network. You're going to go here and here. You're all filled up with power now. And then you get speed and energy upgrades. Shift click them on, and you're good to go. You can also open up the upgrades interface if you want, and you can see how many are there, and that's how you can get them out if you decide you want to take them back. But now they should be able to smelt very quickly. So if I were, for example, to get some Certus quartz crystal and put it in there, look how fast it is. Love it. And if we really wanted to be cool, we could do tier installers from Mechanism and install this and this. And now you can process 3 items at a time. Aha! And you can get up to 5, 7, and 9, I think, at a time, eventually. We'll get there. Now, for the output of items, what I'm thinking is this. We get an interface. And I'm going to stick it right here. And I'm going to get some advanced logistical transporters. Okay, let's get a few of them. Look at me not doing it with laser IO. Look at me not doing it with laser IO, everyone. Now, do I have my mechanism doohickey in here? Is the mechanism wrench? Do I have that? I don't see one, so I'm going to make one. Did I ever make one of these? I don't see one. Yeah, I don't see one. Maybe I never made one. Why are you not charging? Shouldn't you be charging? Oh, you're charging. Good. Cool. So I think technically I don't need to output, because he should auto-eject. Boom. And he did. Perfect. So that's cool. And now if we look at our Certus, we'll see that there's that stack of Certus quartz dust in there. Beautiful. So the main purpose of doing this was twofold. I need to know how to make Fluix and Certus quartz dust, and I also need to know how to make silicon. Okay, so Certus quartz dust is made from this. Silicon is made from smelting Certus quartz dust. Okay, and Fluix dust is made from crushing Fluix. And now over here we can say basic smelting factory is where this guy goes. Why don't I see the other one in there? Adjacent to different machines. Basic crushing factory. Oh, there we go. Yes, that one. That's the one. Interesting. It recognizes that it's next to another ME interface. Oh, it's cool. Now, the other thing we could do if we wanted to be cool about it you can convert these into this style. Which also looks good, by the way. And in the past, it wasn't really a good idea to do because you generally wanted to insert back into, because it used to be interfaces that this was, and you'd want to dump the item back in the interface, and you couldn't really do that. But now you can, right? So I think that's kind of cool. I like that. Yeah, that's kind of neat. Yeah, that's cool. I think it's cool. Now, technically, you need to use 2 more cables for that purpose, but meh, whatever. Cool. Now, if we didn't have this separator here, watch what happens. The whole thing goes, well, I assumed it would go bad. You really don't want that. I guess the way the cables flow, the channels, I don't know. But you still want to separate them if you're going to do this. Now, technically, we could have a dense cable coming off here and split it, 3 and then 8, right? But that's I mean, it's probably doable. I can probably afford this. I got rid of you guys. By the way, holding right click, it'll automatically break it when it can. So if I did this, and then this, see, now we're using 10 channels. Cool. 7 going this way, and 3 going this way, and that's a total of 10. Cool. Out of the 32 that's available. So that's another way to do that. Awesome. All right. So now let's see if I can craft all the things I need to craft, right? So I've already got 4 pattern providers, so that means I need 28 more pattern providers. Okay. Now I may or may not have, well, I do have the storage for it. Now what am I missing? Oak. It's funny, I'm missing logs. I really need to do something for a tree farm. I have yet to set up a tree farm in this series, and I really need to get around to doing that. In fact, I might do that next episode. So let's wrap up here. We'll come back next time. I'll think about a fun way to do a tree farm. And then when we come back, we'll finish getting this auto crafting going. For now, LetsPlay sign off. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Take it easy.